welcome back to Tiny Town Radio, where me and my two friends, Mike and Beth, have a conversation. This week, we're going meta, guys. We're talking about YouTube on the YouTube. So it's no secret that you can find all sorts of wonderful, addicting, and super weird stuff on it, including our podcast, which falls under wonderful. Anything YouTube related goes. Anything. Especially those one-off videos that you watch at like 3 a.m.
Oh, I got a couple of those.
Before we dive into those, though, do you guys remember the very first YouTube videos you watched?
Yeah, with the help of YouTube. Specifically, YouTube old video compilations. The Asian boys singing I Want It That Way, if you guys remember. Yeah, I'll just link it in our chat.
I don't want anyone to see our weird YouTube subscriptions.
They need to see it.
No, strangers can know about it, but not our friends, Mike. We'll be judged.
That makes sense.
Oh my god, I do remember this.
Oh my god. The description, it is funny.
This throws it back. How about you, Mike? Do you remember?
I sure do. I remember when I found it, my dad was, he actually, I think, showed me. It was like some video, it was a SNL sketch with Chris Farley on a Japanese game show. And that's like, I mean, that's a clip from the 90s, but it was uploaded to YouTube.
It must have been like a link from a Gaia online forum that took me to YouTube. So I clicked this link. It takes me to a very old YouTube layout. I can't even remember what it looked like.
To the Wayback Machine.
I think it had like a brown like television interface where it looked like you were watching it had like a brown TV.
The video that I was watching was Wizards of Winter. It was uploaded by JTG19 on November 18, 2005.
Oh boy.
A recording of the outside of a house whose Christmas lights are synchronized to Trans-Siberian Orchestra song Wizards of Winter. Oh. And it was pretty sick.
Wait, maybe that sounds like, I don't know, that's tickling my brain. The description of that, I might have seen it.
The lights are like blinking on and off to the percussion.
Yeah.
I like to think that it took first place of whatever Christmas decorating competition it was entered in.
Back then, I used to go to the library to watch YouTube videos. We had dial-up back then, and so if I wanted to watch a video, I'd have to like commit to it. You know, it's not like none of this like I'm gonna just go in and watch a million videos like just idly and not pay attention. Like no, you're like, based on this title, I really want to watch this, so I'm gonna sit here and load the video for the next hour. Whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, you had to buffer it.
Yep.
Ah!
It was horrible. So I was much more exclusive in what I picked to watch.
God, you'd have to watch that little circle, like inch along that red line and then stop. Like, okay, I'll watch from the beginning to this point again. I'll just start it over and then it'll catch up.
Yeah, and then halfway through when you're finally, you're like, it's almost there, and your mom's like, get off the computer, I need to make a call. And you're like, but I'm going to lose all the progress. These are rough times.
Oh man. And then uploading, there was like an upload limit. Do you remember that? Like where you can only upload up to, was it like 7 or 10 minutes or something? But now it's all just like, Michael Scott says no for 10 hours. So it's they got it sorted out, whatever it is, whatever the problem was.
We get our quality content.
Yeah. The day the internet runs out of room, those will be first to go.
And this podcast.
Yeah, we'll be second to go.
Have any of you guys actually watched the full 10 hours of anything?
Of course.
Oh, like the looped videos?
Of anything, really. Mike said, of course. Okay, Mike, hold on, let me guess. Was it ASMR?
10 hours of ASMR?
10 hours, yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of like when they would just loop like a 1 second thing. It would just be the most unnecessary use of data. It wouldn't be like somebody doing something impressive for 10 hours, like whispering.
No, I've never watched a 10-hour video of anything.
I don't know, I've gotten pretty far, but it's always just something on in the background. This is jumping much like ahead to much more recent times, but when they were doing like the Lazy Town, but every time something happens, like the video degrades further, and those went on forever. No, I actually watch way too much of that.
Is that where deep fried memes come from?
not the origin of it, but it's definitely like has its place in the history of that because it's absolute just visual and audio garbage to listen to. But like, I don't know, there's some dumb primate thing is just like, wow, this is getting worse. I like it.
I feel like the closest I've gotten to 10 hours anything is that lasagnacat upload of that dude just philosophizing about this one Garfield comic strip. And it's just, he just like bullshits for a full hour and he's just talking about these 3 panels like it's just this ultimate conspiracy. He breaks apart like every single element of it. There's no cuts. He's like wearing a suit and a turtleneck. It's incredible. And I'm like, it's one of those things where I just have to call the bluff of like, yeah, okay, if you're going to keep going, I'm going to keep watching. I'm not backing down from this.
Amazing.
I mean, yeah, just look up lasagnacat 07/27/1978. That's the date that the comic came out.
A man talks about how the 3-panel Garfield comic called The Pipe Strip changed his life. Directors, Zachary Johnson. Writer, Jim Davis. Stars, John Blyth Barrymore. Oh my god, hold on. This is an IMDb page, you guys. Someone on Reddit typed up a complete transcript of it.
That's so good.
The internet is wild.
Dude, the internet is an anthill of just people with designated roles doing like arduous, stupid work just for the betterment of the whole.
It's so good.
Some dude sat and typed that out.
So, do you think it's someone actually typed it, or it was just an auto, like...
It was him?
Like, you know, the auto captions.
I mean,
maybe with someone going through to check it.
I've seen enough things similar to this. Yeah, I mean, somebody gets all of our cyanide and happiness credits who doesn't work for us, so I feel like the sky's the limit.
I don't know that I have anything that weird on my list. I feel like my list is pretty, like, generic and...
Oh, yeah, number 5, Jimmy Fallon.
No, we're not numbering anything.
Number 4, Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, no. Now I'm afraid to share because mine is so basic.
No, go ahead. Go for it.
I feel like the more obscure it is, the more fun it is. So I'll start with my least obscure. I've got 3 here, I guess, that I could lump together. They're similar in the content that they post, which is video game critiques. Number 1 of those 3 is Joseph Andersen. I've nicknamed him Brutal Boy because he does like really brutal, in-depth analyses of these video games. Mm-hmm. They're like well thought out, well written, very sharp, and like hilarious at times because you can feel his oozing disappointment at so many of these games. And that fills me with joy.
Well, I like the critics that are like really hard on games. The smallest amount of praise coming from them because they're so tough just seems like, you know, them lavishing on the compliments and like, I don't know, it's a good feeling.
But yeah, The Witness, a great game that you shouldn't play, is especially lol worthy, as well as his Fallout 76 video. And then the other 2 are Razbuten. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So he actually has a series, What is Gaming Like for a Non-Gamer, in which he asks his wife, who doesn't play video games at all, he asks her to play video games so he can like document it. And it's really entertaining. I really like that series a lot.
Oh man, I actually just watched through that recently. I stumbled across it.
Yeah, it's really good. And he also has an Outer Wilds one called You Can't Save the Galaxy in a Day, which I so wanted to watch, but I'm not watching yet because I have to finish the game first. And then the third of my video game essay critique peoples. This one is the smallest at 35,000 subscribers. It is Games as Lit 101, almost like a college course or whatever. Usually tackling the story writing and the game writing of video games. And he looks like John Murphy in a suit and tie. Yeah, so that's my first bunch. Video games! Can you tell that I like video games, you guys?
No, it's good. I'm very much into video essays that dissect media that I like because it kind of like helps me re-experience them, but like in different contexts it deepens my appreciation, which I know some people don't like when other people pick apart things, but no, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, when I play video games, oftentimes I get so caught up in the actual playing of the game and just reacting to whatever is happening that I don't give myself time to think about things. So it's nice to like hear someone else's thoughts on it too, because they tend to be more articulate about it.
So one of the series that I like on YouTube is kind of a little bit of a niche thing. I know I've talked to Mike about this before, but it's called the Dead Mall series by Dan Bell. So it's a series where he goes and visits old commercially shut down malls across the US. He researches the history of them and what, they used to be like, especially growing up, your family would take you to the malls and like there's just this image of like this 1990s mall era in my head, and like a lot of these videos kind of like spark that kind of same feeling. It's kind of like a walking sim because he just goes through with like flashlights and like gets to poke around. They're great to have on while you work.
There's something about that just, it fills me with dread and excitement.
I love the idea that a haunted mall would have ghosts wearing blue jeans. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Oh, just in horrible, like, 90s era garb?
Not a white flowing Victorian dress, but just some, like, Jenko pants and cargo shorts.
Mike, show me more lasagnacat.
At the moment, my number one favorite YouTube channel it's a documentary channel called Internet Historian. I'm sure I've shared this with shit posting in the work chat at some point. It's this guy who just chronicles like internet events, I guess you could say. And he does like such a good job. They're also really funny and like filled with like great editing and memes and stuff. Do you guys remember Balloon Boy in 2009?
Oh yeah, he went up in the balloon.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be a hoax.
He's got a video about that. It's like probably his longest one. And he's like, yeah, I got into this to just goof on this guy for doing this hoax. And he's like, I really wanted to just come in and laugh at this. But like the more that I look into it, he's like, I keep finding evidence to the contrary where it's like, I can't, like the story doesn't line up in favor of this being a hoax. He keeps finding evidence that, this was like the police needed to sort of pressure this guy into confessing that it was a hoax. His wife was like potentially in danger of being taken out of the country if he didn't just like put a button in this thing and end it. He goes really overboard deep into all of this information that I'm like, I was just here to laugh, but this guy's doing like an actual like journalistic pursuit here. Like it's actually really compelling. Everyone in the comments is like, yeah, no, I mean, you convinced me. There's no reason you're just defending this guy for no reason.
That's amazing. Okay, add it to my to-watch list.
Some of these stories are incredible. Going back to people on the internet being ants, there was this video he did called 9gag's Meme Rock. And 9gag, the website, took this giant like monolith of stone and just carved all of like the most basic memes, like Awkward Penguin or whatever, all these bad memes they etched onto this stone and were going to bury it in the desert. Like, to be found by aliens or whatever. It's just some publicity thing. But they're like, we're going to immortalize comedy on the internet in this year. And everyone on the internet's like, that does not represent what's funny right now. Those are terrible basic memes. We're going to destroy that rock. And he just chronicles like people on 4chan and stuff using incredible like ingenuity. There's like footage of the site where they're gonna bury this thing and they're like looking at stars in the sky and triangulating like where that would be.
Oh my god.
They're looking at elements in the landscape. Okay, that narrows it down to this quadrant of the globe. They're looking at like license plates on trucks. Okay, it's in this country. And through Google Earth, they were able to find like exactly where it was. Like these are like real skills, real people working together for like the dumbest goal ever, that's what most of his stories are about, which those are absolutely my favorite things.
Oh man, I am both uplifted and completely horrified at the power of the internet.
Yeah, no, it's
insane what can be accomplished.
No, I cannot recommend this channel more highly. Every video that I watched, even the ones that I put off because I'm like, I'm not interested in that, they're all great. Every single one of them is great.
He's got a Fire Festival one. For sure, I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Also, his entire like banner photo and profile photo is of Hide the Pain Herald.
Yep, that's like his avatar in the videos.
That's amazing. Also, have you guys seen that video that recently came out where they talk about Hide the Pain Herald and they bring on the dude who became him? His name is Andras Arato, and he's a Hungarian electrical engineer.
Oh my god.
And it's amazing. Like, I cannot believe that they found the person behind the meme and are now talking to them. And like 90% of the time, they're like, I don't know what a meme is. What is happening?
No, it's crazy that like through whatever circumstance, someone just happens to become a meme and then you are shot up to celebrity status.
People come up and like ask for photos and he's like,
my
what?
God.
Sure, okay.
Do you remember that guy? I don't think his actual name is Richard Doza, but that guy, that Australian guy, get your hand off my penis! Oh, yes. Take a look at the headlock here. You know that guy?
I might. Let me look him up real fast.
What do you mean you might? You don't.
Wait,
You don't know
it's
who
not
it
the
is.
TSA dude, is it?
This is the one who has me on the penis, people. This is Democracy Manifest.
I have no idea. But it's
It's this dude who was like dining and dashing and stuff, and he had like the most proper accent, and he's just being like arrested by like so many police officers, and he's for some reason so strong. And he's just like so proper, and he's like, what is the crime? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Oh, that's where that's from?
Oh
Okay.
my god,
Okay.
is that the source?
Yes.
You and a stupid quote.
That has been around for years.
What is the crime? And he's okay. And like the lore was that guy died in 2003. And he recently just, looping back to you're talking about celebrities, that guy came out and he's like, I am alive and well. Get your hand off my penis. Like he's like fully embraced his catchphrases. And it's so weird. No, man. I love the ones where you're a celebrity not for like singing Chocolate Rain, but just for being a JPEG.
Yeah, it's like from a stock photo.
Yeah, like where's Fist Pump Baby, you know?
Oh, wait, he came back and did a side-by-side photo of his fist pump. He's
Did
he's like 15 now or something.
Oh man, I'm old.
That's crazy.
Or am I thinking Bad Luck Brian?
Yeah, he came back too.
There was actually a recent TikTok trend where like people would do like the side by side of their like early meme things. What's her name? Overly attached girlfriend recently did one, and it was like, oh my god, because like you don't realize who's in the video until like she makes the meme face, and everyone just like loses their shit.
It's so weird that there are now officially generations of internet. Like, just I'm looking at these memes. They just look different than they used to. You know, they used to have that weird frame around them and like a title and a subtitle. They were so formal.
And they used to all be animals too.
Oh yeah, and now they're all deep fried.
I don't know. I feel like that's like a whole nother podcast talk though, but like
Yeah.
memes and like what they mean to our culture and how they spread, and like also how memes can like, you know, seemingly harmless or actually can be used for like, you know, nefarious means and like actual propaganda and stuff. Like how Pepe the Frog was co-opted by, you know, like alt-right people.
We gotta get the internet historian on this case.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. He might already have a video on that. I can't.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, bring your favorite memes next week.
Oh no, this is gonna age so poorly.
Well, that's why we only pick the memes that we grew up with.
Oh.
That will age us poorly.
All those rage comic memes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot about those.
And then he screams, "Fuck!"
Oh, I'm so glad that troll face is gone, though. It used to be everywhere.
That's the point.
Enough with his stupid face. All right, moving on. Moving on from memes.
Moving right along.
Next channel on my list, not only a fitness channel, he's also a big old anime nerd. His name is JaxBlade. He has 400,000 subscribers, and his series, Tough Like the Tunes, amazing. And me and Eric have been going through them and doing each workout.
Oh my god. He has to do the One Punch Man at some point, right?
Oh, I'm
That's
sure
the whole
he
point.
has. I will have to look that up. I keep coming back to the My Hero Academia one.
Whoa, he was at MomoCon when we were at MomoCon.
Was he really?
I think.
Oh my god.
It says here, yeah.
I could have met JaxBlade. I could have worked out with him.
Oh man.
JaxBlade, if you're listening to this, I need help with my quads, please. Teach me your ways.
You gotta turn up that Vegeta gravity, step 1.
Oh yeah, I gotta get into the training chamber.
Yeah.
If you ever want to get tough like the tunes.
Do the goofy goof workout.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would love that.
Those are my tunes.
What would that look like?
Well, I'd love a workout centered around the perfect cast.
Oh my god, yeah. You like doing that with like a 30-pound dumbbell? First you go up and down and over.
Actually got like those fitness like hammers that are just like heavy as sin, like rods. Imagine trying to do that, doing the perfect cast.
Man.
Now that'd be incredible.
Wow, from perfect cast to perfect abs.
The perfect ass. Come on,
Oh,
Mike.
what am I thinking?
Mike, come on, Mike.
What am I thinking?
It was right there.
Next up is a channel I like that's very soothing so it's called OddTinkering.
He did one on a mechanical keyboard the other day, and I almost linked it to you, and I'm so happy to hear that you've already subscribed.
Dude, I'll, like, sometimes, like, if I just want to zone out and not think about anything but watch something, like, really satisfying, I just put on his videos. Like, I've spent, like, 2 hours in front of my TV just watching his. So for context, what this channel's all about is just restoring and reconditioning old items. He has a series on, like, old video game consoles and, like, Game Boys and stuff, which is what first turned me on to the channel. But he does everything from, like, old power tools to, like, straight razors, kitchen knives, lighters, just random things he finds, and they're just so nice. And I love that the entire video is just silent. Like, he has text sometimes at the bottom of the video kind of describing his process, or like, usually, oh, this isn't powering on, usually it might be this thing, but no, it's an amazing channel, and it's just really cool to see something go from looking like you found it in a garbage heap to something that you could buy on a shelf, because he does an incredible job at it.
Mike, it's also very ASMR friendly.
Oh, no, hey, I already know about it. He fixed up that little race car. I think he did like a Game Boy at one point.
Beth, do you get a point?
By being the least original person here.
We all get a point.
Okay.
For being all equally original, yeah. That's a good segue into ASMR. There's this channel called JayPrehistoricPets. This is a weird one because I'm only recommending one specific video from that channel, and I have it downloaded on my computer in case they ever take it down. And it's called Can You Spot What's Wrong at the End of This Video? And it's just this guy with like a Ron Swanson mustache and a Ron Swanson voice cutting open snake eggs with a razor blade and just fishing out these little fish, these little snake fetuses. And he's just like, yep, that's a golden child. All right, that's a golden son. Like, he does like 40 snake eggs. And I just sat and watched him open all of them.
What really gets me is, like, he opens these eggs and then he digs into this egg with his finger like he's fishing into a jello
He
cup.
scoops them out like a booger, yeah.
Guys, this is making me so squeamish right now.
Oh my
no.
god, it's the most thing you could ever. It's so goopy.
Yikes.
And there's like globs of blood, which makes you think that he hit the snake, but I think that's just the.
How the fuck is this ASMR, Mike?
Denise, trust me, the guy's voice is incredible.
Okay.
The as he pulls the snakes out, sometimes they try to get away, sometimes they're just chilling. It's great.
Oh, the thumbnails. Oh, I think I found it.
Did you?
I did. I just had to scroll forever to find it.
Can you spot what's wrong at the end of this video?
Yes.
Yes.
7 years ago.
Oh, man.
7? Those snakes are dead. Or alive. Okay, no, snakes live for about 9 years. That's pretty good. Oh, 15 to 12. Okay, whatever. Look, the point is, that segues into my other channel that's in a very similar vein. It's called Unintentional ASMR. So it's not like a person looking into your soul and whispering into your like head.
That's the worst ASMR.
It's just weird stuff that happens to be relaxing, like a man fingering some snakes out of an egg.
Okay, so this is where that sandwich video came from.
Yes. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. The other one is this, I think it was an Irish guy who just makes like the worst sandwich ever. It's like the most fucked up sandwich ever invented.
It's horrible.
He puts like full cherry tomatoes in there. And by tomatoes, I mean tomatoes.
I'm dead.
And it's like, there's like this soggiest bit of a ham with like water still on it. It's like the tomatoes are like falling out while he's putting the bread on. But he's just so relaxing while he does it. And he has like this philosophy. He's like, I insist on cutting the bread up and down because bread was not meant to be cut diagonally. It's meant to be cut up and down like a football field. And I'm like, dude, why do you have rules and your sandwich is like literally the worst sandwich I've ever seen. But
like,
I love
I wish
it.
the sandwich was as good as, he's describing it.
Yeah. No, it's a terrible sandwich. It's the worst sandwich ever. I hated it. I was like getting mad that he was just I'm like, dude, you're gonna eat that? But unintentional ASMR, so which it was good. Beth, I'm glad you posted this. I can't believe this man had the nerve to call this video the perfect sandwich. I wouldn't have had anything to say if he hadn't have been talking so much mess about like every other type of sandwich. Boiled flavorless ham. Entire tomatoes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off it. But...
This next one I have is suitable for this podcast because it is tiny crafts.
Oh boy.
And it's not only tiny crafts, it's Japanese tiny crafts.
Dead. Completely, utterly dead.
Is there any other type?
And the studio name is Hanabira. And they basically take like regular craft supplies, like stuff you get from Daiso or Amazon, and they turn them into like these most precious tiny dioramas with all this beautiful detail that I just want to like crawl in there and I never want to come back out. They're so cute.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a link.
Oh my god.
And he does like every, or they or she, I'm not actually quite sure, but they do like every shingle on the roof.
These are so detailed. That's insane.
I know. Like, just, I don't know how you start planning for this stuff. They add in little details like gluing moss onto the side of walls and like rigging up lighting for his like little parfait shop and his bookshelf rooms. And it looks so magical and I love it. And I want to be able to do stuff like that.
I'm so fucking clumsy. Like, I would just one slip and then there goes the entire room I'm working on.
Okay, this is a nice little segue here. You're talking about Japanese crafts, right? I got one channel called emmymadeinjapan. She does a bunch of stuff, but one of the lines on her channel is called like Hard Times, where she makes food that is like typically like it's either Great Depression era or it's like usually for like people going through a hard time or like poor nations and stuff. And she like tries to make them faithfully and do like a taste test. She has one where she literally makes dirt cookies, and she like has to order this like specific clay, like mixes it with water. And every time she does these, she takes a bite out of these literal dirt cookies and she's like, it's got a very earthy flavor. Like she's trying not to say, oh, this is dirt, like, because this is people's cultures. But she does such a great job. She's like, she does that. She does like some like more Japanesey stuff, like making jello that looks like bread. Definitely like the hard time stuff because I'm just learning about food that I didn't realize people were eating. Food channel. Okay, this is. I'm unofficial all over the place here, but another food entry. You just reminded me. It's a food channel, and people shut up and don't say anything. Temponaut Timelapse. It's just a camera on food until the food goes bad and rots and bugs eat it.
Oh, man.
And it's like, what does a glass of beer look like after a month? What does an octopus look like after 2 weeks?
That is actually amazing.
They do one, which I wish they should do a whole series on it. I think that'd be super successful. They have one called Burger Time-Lapse Battle, where they have like a McDonald's burger versus... I guess an actual burger, and just show you how the McDonald's burger just kind of shrinks and stays the same, and like all the maggots are going for the like the other burger. Same with like fries. They'll do like McDonald's fries versus other fries and stuff.
That's so cool. Like, no, I'd love to see that kind of like battle. I feel like battle style videos are really popular on
Oh my
YouTube.
God. Yeah, Whataburger versus Wendy's. Like a race.
Yeah, like the actual companies do like, paid advertisements like that.
I don't know if you'd want to win that race. I don't know if you'd want to be our burger never went bad over 30 days.
No, I'm watching this like minced meat one, and it's crazy how like, I don't know, it goes from like raw meat to like kind of brown, then back to red again, which is kind of gross.
Oh yeah, and then it starts like, and sorry about this, Denise, but then it starts dancing around because like the maggots are underneath it, using it as a house, and they're like eating it from the inside out.
Yeah, Denise, if you don't like looking at maggots, don't watch this channel.
If you don't like the miracle of life when it comes to baby snakes, you're not gonna like infinity maggots. You pick up on like patterns too, where like I've watched enough of these where they had one with like a fish, and I'm like, I know the hot spots for where the fly is going to drop off the eggs. I'm like, it's going to be in the eye. That's a good spot. It's a nice little cavity.
In your next life, if reincarnation is a thing, you'd be ahead of the game as a fly.
Yeah, in hour 3 of my life.
You're like, I know this. I've studied for this.
Yeah, pseudoscience stuff is always fun to watch on YouTube, especially if they have no idea what's happening either. So it's like you're both reacting at the same time.
It's like, another unofficial and hydraulic press channel.
Yeah.
A guy who happens to own a hydraulic press, and it's just like, what happens if I crush this?
Dude, I love when those like weird channels just take off and they're just universally loved.
Yeah, I was honored that we got to work with Hydraulic Press, man. Hydraulic Preston. That guy's incredible.
Yeah, I don't actually know what his name is. I know his wife's name is Annie.
He's more of like a legend than a man at this point. I don't even...
Never considered his mortality.
No, if he dies, I know he's dying by his own hydraulic press's hand.
Do you think he dreams about that?
Yes. I don't even know what you mean.
To be locked away in quarantine with only your hydraulic press.
Oh,
like his arm can't reach with his head on the plate at the same time. Okay, well...
Where were we? Anyone have any like uplifting ones?
I just feel sad now.
All right, I've got one. My last one. So it's not the most obscure that I'm subscribed to, but it is one of my favorites. It's called Coastal Foraging with Craig Evans, and it is exactly what it sounds like. They are like coastal foraging videos of this guy named Craig Evans. He's Welsh. He has a strong Welsh accent, and if I could, I would vote him best YouTube dad because he responds to all the comments, and his family also comments in the videos, and it's so cute. But Craig Evans is this just like super passionate guy and who's super knowledgeable about like foraging on the coasts of Wales. Several times a year, usually during the summer, but he also goes during the winter. He'll like wade into the shallows with his dog Lou, just start turning rocks over and pointing at stuff and just like naming all the names of everything that's under the rock. And then he'll turn the rock back over, move on to the next rock and turn it over, do it again. And then he'll like start digging in the sand. And I just love, he has the Welsh accent, so I love how he says these 3 words. He says cockles, periwinkles, and whipperlimpets all the time. And I just love how he says them.
Oh my god.
It's just very, very satisfying. And then after he does his foraging, he'll cook what he caught right on the beach. So he'll get out his little kitchen camping setup and start preparing his foraging stuff. And he'll make 2 bowls. He'll make one for himself and one for his cameraman, which I think is just so adorable.
Oh, this is great.
It's great. I love him. He started up an actual coastal foraging class. Like, you can sign up on his website to schedule like a full day class with him where you can go out into the coast and forage, and then he'll cook up a meal for you at the end. So if I'm ever in Wales, you know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna give you one more.
Oh, one more?
I left the most important one for last.
Oh my god. What is it?
There's this channel that I know I've talked to Beth about, I've gotten obsessed with. It's this guy named, make sure I get his name right. It's this guy named Gilbert Arciniega. And he's this dude who he was like, which I was kind of this kid in school. He's just that guy who always has a camera out and he's always like recording stuff, but he was that guy back in like the 1980s. So he had this giant like shoulder camera that he would just record everything. Like, he'd go to work, he'd record himself at school, he'd record just all the time, like just kind of vlogging before there was a place to put any of that. And so lately he's just been, digitizing all these tapes and putting them up, and it's almost just like this guy's Forrest Gump life of just him like going through, you know what I mean? Like just following this one guy through all these different time periods. There's one where he's in 1996. It's like a birthday. I think it's his birthday. So he bought himself an N64 and is just in his apartment skipping work. He's like, hey, I'm on my break. I hope they don't notice that I'm gone. And he's just like filming evidence of himself playing N64 while he should be at work. And he never got caught because it went on a tape in a closet. It didn't get uploaded to the internet. He was like selling on eBay this tape, 500 cassette tapes that he would just record off of the radio. Which is insane. It's like 500 cassette tapes converted to digital that he had just over the past like 30 years. And I'm like, I'm super into just any kind of archived everything. I want to hear every commercial, every single radio jingle. There was like a full week of work where I was just listening to the tapes in order, and I would cut out every jingle and just make a WAV file of that individually. Like these things that have just been played on the radio 30 years ago and just went away forever, like local businesses and stuff. But yeah, no, he was like selling them on a USB drive on eBay. I'm like, yep, I'll take it. I would love to find if I know there's like Twitch channels that do this. I'm trying to find a channel that has like the same thing for VHSs, where they just have old commercials and weird like interstitial broadcast, we'll be right back after these messages, like all that kind of stuff.
Man, that would be such a find.
Yeah, that stuff that does not get preserved. I'm all over it. Gilbert Arciniega, check that guy out. I hope I'm saying his name right. I mean, this is also not podcast talk, but I just found he has a reaction video to September 11th.
Oh, jeez.
Him just filming the television and filming the newspaper and filming like his day. He's like, oh my god.
I don't know. I might have to work up to that one. Get invested in him a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's not the one that's gonna get you hooked. Not that I've seen it, but
no. You start there, and then you watch the Field of Vision documentary,
and then binge all of Black Mirror and just feel awful.
Yeah.
Feel awful, and then you watch Baba Sen.
Yeah, to uplift you, just watch a guy get his head slapped around.
Like, I wish like I had nothing to do but just watch random YouTube videos all day. I always hit brick walls sometimes because I forget like what I actually want to be watching, and then I just get caught in those loops of like, check it out guys, blah 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 here, and like it's just garbage compared to
right.
This quality stuff that we've been sharing tonight. So no, this is good stuff.
Yeah, I have like 10 other channels on my list, but we got the important ones. Well, thanks for joining me this week, you guys. That was fun. So we'll meet next week with our favorite memes, yeah?
Favorite memes.
Whoops.
I'll tell you now,
boy.
dead boy. The end.
Spoilers, Mike.